Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. I am your host, Saheem the Dream, and the COVID-19 is still running wild. Wash your goddamn hands.
Splash, splash. It's your co-host, J Mac Main. If you hear voices in your head and they talk to you and counsel you, just understand.
Yes. J Mac Main, what is going down?
A wild week, brother. Wild week. What's going on with you?
Not much, man. Same thing here, man. We got a lot of stuff to cover. We have Raw, we have NXT, we have a little bit of SmackDown to cover. So before we get into that, we are going to get into news and rumors. So first up, we have a guest, Sunshine Townsend. How you doing, Miss Sunshine? Thank you for joining us on this lovely day. Thank you. So first up on the news, we have for some WWE news. We have WWE has new location for events.
Yeah. So starting this Friday, and especially going to the weekend with NXT Takeover as well as SummerSlam, WWE will no longer be at the Performance Center. They are moving to the Amway Center, which is, for you sports fans, is where the Orlando Magic play. And they're trying to do this whole interactive experience. So if you go into the website now, which is WWEThunderdome.com, I guess they're doing virtual fans.
Okay.
So starting Friday on SmackDown will be the first, the way they're introducing it. And again, and Takeover and SummerSlam will also be taking place from the same arena.
So I think I heard a little bit about what they're doing with this new location. So I heard they're supposed to be doing it similar to what the NBA is doing, like having, I guess, because I'm assuming that the Amway Arena is the smaller arena, and they're gonna have it, kind of spaced out with some of the people there, or is it just a smaller place?
Well, I believe they're doing it similar to how the NBA is doing it. But at the same time, it's gonna be boards and it's gonna be video screens. So I'm assuming like how the NBA has, the video screens, but they're in a smaller location.
Okay.
Amway is a little bigger, so I'm interested to see how they incorporate the space, because it's a lot more space than the Performance Center. So we'll see how they incorporate space as well as use the technology of the video monitors and things like that.
Yeah, because it's very interesting, like how they're going to try to pull this off, knowing that we have this whole COVID thing this whole COVID thing that they still have not got control of. So, and the WWE is, I guess, in some sort of dire need of being in the arena because they feel like the absence of the crowd is causing their ratings to plummet, and they're in dire needs of trying to get some kind of fan interaction, in a live arena. So I'm very interested to know how this works out as well. What else we have? On other news, we have So Sonya Deville has a stalker, apparently.
Yeah. So not only does she have a stalker, this stalker, his name is Philip Thomas.
Philip Thomas.
The second.
Philip Thomas the second. He's number two. Okay.
So apparently he's been stalking Sonya Deville, and he apparently broke into her home over the weekend in an attempt to kidnap her.
So I'm assuming. So okay. So did he have like duct tape? He had rope. He had a knife. Did he have OJ gloves? What did he have?
It didn't say what he had.
Did he have like a whole kidnapper kit?
I think he had a kidnapping for dummies book with him.
Really?
I don't know.
I was to say.
But yeah, it doesn't say if he had anything. Sonya Deville definitely, thanked everybody for their support, and let everybody know she was safe. But it doesn't show what he had or what he tried to do, but it just states that he tried to kidnap her and hold her and her family hostage.
Yeah.
Which is weird because as we stated, I mean, not taking light to the situation, but I mean, Sonya Deville's a badass. I mean, so
yeah.
I mean, that's like trying to kidnap Shayna Baszler or Ronda Rousey. Like it's
Rousey, or Mike Tyson.
Or Mike Tyson.
There's something you don't want to do. And it's crazy because it would have ended completely bad for him. Like trying to kidnap Ronda Rousey. I mean, Sonya Deville, who is a MMA expert. She's a martial arts expert.
Right.
She knows how to fight. She has MMA. Has a background in MMA. So it would not worked out well for that guy. Like, he would have got arm barred and arm dragged and split kicked and all types of extra. Ethan Wick, not the OJ gloves. I don't know, Ethan. I think he probably had the OJ gloves, man.
Yeah, I don't know what you're trying to do, but
he was ready. He was ready. Yeah, man, it definitely would have worked out. All right, so in other news, Adam Cole on how the Undisputed Era would fare on the WWE main roster. I thought this was an excellent article. Did you read this one yet?
No, I didn't read it.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought you would. I definitely felt like you would really enjoy this one. Found this one. Okay, so Adam Cole gives his response concerning how the Undisputed Era would fare on the main roster. In an interview with TV Insider, Cole admitted that he is in no rush to move to either Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown. Cole says, I feel like NXT is really blossoming into something special. Cole said, selfishly, I don't want to miss out on that. I'm really enjoying my time here and feel there is more for me to do. I feel like there is more for the Undisputed Era to do. As a group, we have been a dominant force in NXT. So he says, I'm in no rush to leave NXT. At the same time, do I think the Undisputed Era would be effective on Raw and SmackDown? Absolutely. I feel like Adam Cole's response was he's being politically correct. I think.
Right.
I'm sorry. We have a response from Ethan Wick. Ethan Wick says Shayna is exactly what I wanted Sonya Deville to be. Yeah, absolutely. But I think not to get into what Ethan said real quick before we talk about Adam Cole. Absolutely. But I think that's what Sonya Deville is possibly growing into right now, which is why I like what they're doing with that character. Because I really believe that Vince is really seeing how necessary she is. Because I didn't know too much about Sonya Deville, but when she got the mic and started doing her angles with
Mandy Rose.
Right, Mandy Rose, and she was like really like just out talking to Mandy Rose. So she already has the in-ring ability. So once they work all that, and Shayna, what's the name? Sonya will actually be in a great place. But I guess they're just kind of trying to, fit her into, how they're going to figure out this feud with her, and then probably work her up from there. But absolutely, I totally agree with you, Ethan. And he said, "Smart man." In response to Adam Cole, I believe. But yeah, Adam Cole. I feel like Adam Cole's response was politically correct, and I feel like he didn't want to say what he really wanted to say.
Of course.
I
think I agree with him. I know they would definitely thrive on, the main roster.
Yeah.
me personally, I kind of feel the whole Undisputed Era is kind of stale and old now. I mean, because what else is there for them to do? You know, they dominated, you know, NXT. They've dominated. They held all the gold, which is, you know, their prophecy. So like, what now? So like right now, I feel like they're just a stable that's in flux in NXT. You know what I'm saying? So because there's nothing really else for them to do. You know, so I feel like they need to somehow spice it up, or kind of, you know, inject some kind of something new, like a new member, or just something different to make them more relevant. Because right now, you know, with Adam Cole fighting or Pat McAfee, it's crazy, because remember we had a conversation and I thought that was real. Kind of find out it was a shoot the whole time, and I'm just like, wow, y'all got me.
Yeah, because we spoke about that. We was like, because you asked me, you sent me the video. You was like, do you think this is a shoot? And I was like, I think this is a shoot. I said, if it is a shoot, it's smart. If it's not a shoot, then that sucks for Adam Cole. Like, you know,
right.
You know, like that, you know, Adam Cole flipping out on talk show hosts is not a good look for him. Right. But I totally agree with you on Adam with the Undisputed Era in NXT, because it's like, what else are they gonna do? Like, you had Roderick Strong, who had the North American title. You had Adam Cole, who held the North American and heavyweight title. You had Bobby Fish and the other guy who held the tag titles. So now the only thing that could really possibly happen in Undisputed Era right now would be for Roderick Strong to hold the NXT heavyweight title, but it wouldn't look right if Adam Cole went back to hold the NXT North American title. Because if we're talking about upward trajectory, right, and we're talking about Undisputed Era going further, then Roderick Strong would have to be the next in line to hold heavyweight gold. Because it's like, but then that would put Adam Cole in a weird place, being that he's the leader. You know what I mean? And then that would cause some kind of, you know, dissension between the group. There'd be some kind of fight. But then at this point, they're still a young group, and they've dominated NXT. So the best thing would be for them to move to SmackDown or Raw, because for them to just be like, just being there on NXT is just like, they're just there to just do what, like beat people up and then not really win any gold and not, you know, exercise their dominance. It's like they need to go somewhere where they can continuously exercise it, because the NXT title and the North American title, there's only been like two people in history, like the three people in history that held like the title more than once, like with the North American title, the heavyweight title. And I don't think they really want that to be a pattern of people coming and just holding multiple NXT heavyweight titles and multiple North American titles. O'Reilly, got you thinking, Ethan. Thank you, Ethan.
Yeah, Kyle O'Reilly, my boy.
Peace.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you for joining us.
And it's funny because, like you're saying, if Roderick Strong was to win the heavyweight championship with Adam Cole being the leader, it'll be similar to Evolution when Randy Orton won the title, and Triple H was like, "Yeah, no,
not in my house." Word, facts, like nah.
No, baby.
Word, no. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so what else we got? I have another article here. Goldberg on whether or not he tarnished his legacy with WWE comeback. I know you guys probably read this article, but let's talk about it. I thought this is a very interesting. Goldberg, you know, aka Oldberg. All right, now I know I get on him, call him Oldberg, you know, but Goldberg, again, at the end of the day, Goldberg is one of my favorite wrestlers. I think he's one of my top 10. He's one of my top 10. I don't know if he cracks 5 yet, but he's one of my top 10. And
not for me, but okay.
I definitely know not for you, man, because you enough was always getting on me about Goldberg and always saying how he was like this ripoff of Austin. And one thing I have to credit Goldberg and what WCW did with Goldberg, it was that Goldberg was nothing like Austin at all.
He was just a look.
Just a look. And only in the sense of, just a look, because Austin was dominant. Austin was just as dominant as Goldberg, but not as dominant. Goldberg like never lost a match. Austin lost some matches, via DQ or some other shenanigans that happened in his matches, but other than that, like Goldberg, they were, they really did. Other than the look, that was the only real similarity, I think.
The reason he's not in my top 10 is because he ended Brett's career.
Yeah. And Brett is like Brett has to be on everybody's top 10.
Top 5, not even top 10.
Or top 5, right?
Yeah, top 5, you need to reevaluate your life.
Well, real quick. All right, so real quick, who's you guys can respond. I want to know who you guys top 5, top 10s are. Real quick, I just want to know. I just have to know. I have to ask the question. Ethan Wick said, all because of the bald head.
not really Ethan. He had the bald head. He had the black tights, the black boots, the knee pads. Yeah, it was the whole look.
Sean Key says Stone Cold had a better career, in my opinion.
I agree.
I agree. It's almost like because he did have a better career. Yeah, he did. Walt J.R. Parker, thank you, Junior, for joining us. Junior is in the building. He says my top 3. You guys can definitely name your top 10, top 5, or top 3. Either one, because we're going to name ours real quick. Walt says Razor Ramon, number 1. And for me, yes, you can name your top 10, 5, or 3 real quick. All right, so my top. Okay, all right, Jay, you go first. Who is your top 5?
Top 5? Oh shit! Oh my bad. We do 10 because I just it's not in any order.
Okay.
Top 10. All right, top 10. Boom. Brett.
Okay, but give me your number 1. No order, but I need a number 1. I need somebody that's like, who do you deem as your guy?
Brett.
Number 1?
Absolutely.
Okay.
No questions asked.
Okay, so I definitely understand your frustrations against Goldberg. Sidekicking his career. Absolutely.
Super kicking his career out. It's bad. He had to deal with Sean in the super kick. Now he had to deal with his career ended over super kick. Like, come on.
Right. All right, so your number 1 is Brett. All right, who else you got? Brett.
All right, so Brett, Sean. Triple H. That's Brett, Sean, Triple H. 3. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go Rock. Jericho. Mr. Perfect.
Okay, nice.
And I know I'm gonna forget people. Chris Benoit.
Okay. Eddie Guerrero.
Kurt, I'm gonna say
you got 2 more. You got 2 more slots.
2 more. All right. I'm gonna give it to who did I like back before? All right. I'm just gonna throw 2 names out there. Kurt
Hawkins.
What? Zack Ryder? Yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry. I gotta put Finn in my top 10.
Finn, okay. Yeah, one more slide.
I know I'm forgetting somebody.
Yeah, I feel like you. Not Stone Cold is not up there. Punk is not up there. Where Ethan just said. Ethan has Rey Mysterio as one of them. Ethan has CM Punk as one.
All right, so matter of fact, yeah. So let's take out Kurt, and I'll put Austin and Punk to finish up the 10.
So you take out who?
I'm take out Kurt and put Austin and and Punk.
And Punk. All right, so we got 2 lists real quick. We got JR. He says, Junior. He says his number 1 is Razor Ramon. He has Brett, Lex Luger, The Rock, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, Diesel, and Stone Cold. That's a good list. It's a pretty good list. All right. Sean Keys, he has Ric Flair, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, Jericho, Undertaker, Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, AJ Styles, and Diesel.
Yeah, see, I forgot about AJ and Undertaker. See, I knew I was gonna forget somebody.
Yo, all right, and Ethan Wick also says Jerry Lynn. So Ethan has Rey Mysterio, CM Punk, Jerry Lynn. That's 3. So Ethan, those are your top 3. And K Dog.
Oh boy, Truth.
K Dog is R-Truth, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was K Quick.
Oh, it was K Quick, yeah.
K-Dog.
It was K Quick.
All right. Okay, so my top 5 would probably be my top 5. My number 1 is The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
I fought over this for years, but I finally come to a realization. Triple H is number 2. If not probably almost number 1 with The Rock. It's hard.
Right.
Number 3 is Hogan. I gotta put Hollywood Hogan up there. Hogan is number 3. Number 4 is Brett. Number 5 is. Yeah, this is hard.
Because there's so many, and you don't want to forget nobody.
You don't want to forget word. Number 5 is. Man. Jeez. Number 5. Oh man, this is hard. All right, I'm gonna just start number 5. I'm just gonna do 5 because if I do number 10, then it's like, it's gonna be too long. I'm gonna take up too much time. But number 5 would probably be Jesus Christ. Oh, this is hard.
Santino?
Santino would have won the title. He would have been in one of my top 10. No lie, because he was entertaining. He's my guy. I love Santino. Number 5. Shoot. I would have to say Randy.
I was thinking Randy too.
Randy.
I was thinking Randy too.
Randy. It would have been years ago. It would have been John Cena, but he sucked, and he was supposed to be there. But yeah, all right. So wait, hold on a second. So Ethan Wick, he says, all right. He says, all right. He says no. So no to what, Ethan? He says, how are y'all going to disrespect Mr. Tequila Sunrise like that? You talking about K Quick, right? Wait, hold on a second.
Who's doing Tequila?
Tequila Sunrise. Who are you talking about? Sean Schaefer. Thank you for joining us, Sean. Sean says, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, Jeff Hardy, Taker, Bob Holly. Bob Holly? Sean, you caught me off guard with that, man. Bob Holly? Bob Holly had potential, though. He definitely had potential. They didn't work on it, though. He said up. All right, so Ethan, who are you speaking about, like, as far as Mrs. Tequila Sunrise? Who are you talking about?
Conan.
Oh, shoot, Conan, right. Kato. Right. Yo, yeah, right. Okay, my bad.
Top 10,
my
though?
bad.
I
My bad, you got it. But Conan was one of those. I could dig it because Conan was phenomenal on the mic, and
I learned
he was
Spanish
great.
with Conan. I can say that.
He said what?
Conan taught me Spanish, so Conan was my era's Dora the Explorer.
He taught you. Ethan Wick says, he says, I like Randy because he don't hog up the titles like others did. Absolutely. Entertainment. Bob Holly was fun to watch. Oh, he was entertaining.
Oh, yes, that's why he's in this top 5. Okay, I get it.
Entertainment. No, Bob Holly was dope though. He just didn't. He was one of those people who definitely didn't. Because he was getting that push when he had that rival with Brock Lesnar, but then he injured his neck again, and then they said they can't do it. He's too much of a liability. Because I heard they were actually going to put the belt on him at that point. They were really trying to build him up, and then he got injured again.
And once they brought in Crash, I already knew it was downhill from there.
When they bring back the old sidekicks, oh god! All right. So real quick, Goldberg, he responds about his about whether he tarnished his legacy. So I'm just going to read his quote. And besides going on to, he was on American Monster during an interview with American professional strongman Robert Orbist of American Monster Productions. Goldberg called out Roman Reigns by calling him a joke for trashing him. He also talked about coming back to the WWE in 2016 at age 50 after a 15-year retirement from wrestling. He said he always had doubts about coming back, but at the end of the day, his thought process changed by looking at his career in separate parts. All right, real quick, I'm just going to read through this. He says, you always have it because you always have it because you want to you always have it because you want to leave at the top. You want to leave at the biggest, baddest son of a period. Goldberg said, but guess what? My thought process changed when I became a guy that's 50 years old that can still do this. I used to talk about Ric Flair being over 40 and how goofy he is wrestling. Same thing with Cameron. When Cameron called Jay-Z, he's stupid. He's like, you're going to be 40 years old and still rapping. And Cameron is what? 40 years old and still rapping. All right. I'm 53, right? I'm 53 right now. And I just got done being the champion. The fact is that the way I look at it now, there's me, then there's me now. Show me another 53-year-old dude who can do it. Give me a month. The guys only give me 3 weeks anytime anyway. Give me an extra week. Give me a month. I'll show you what I can look like. Not many people can do that at 53 years old. So he's saying he only gets 3 weeks to prepare, not even a month, to prepare to be in physical condition to compete, and he's able to do it. Very interesting. I don't think, you know what, because fans really, are mad about just how Goldberg was really booked. I don't think, to me, it was just how he was booked. I just think it was how he was booked. I feel like Goldberg taking the title off of Jericho after Jericho beats what's the guy named Kevin Owens at a WrestleMania for the Universal title would have made more sense. If Kevin Owens would have fought Jericho at WrestleMania and took the title off of Kevin Owens, they could have waited, some more time to bring back Goldberg, maybe 5 months, 6 months, have Goldberg come back and take the title off of Jericho at SummerSlam and kind of like rehash their feud a little bit. And then kind of did it from there and just been a little bit patient about Goldberg's return. But they rushed it. They slapped the belt on Goldberg and, kind of messed up that whole story arc with Jericho and Kevin. But long story short, same thing with The Fiend, how they just had Goldberg come demolish The Fiend like he did and then just, be booked in his match against Roman Reigns, who wasn't even able to compete. Real quick, Sean Schaefer says, Bob Holly was fun to watch. Ethan Wick says, with the sandals on. With the sandals on. Ethan Wick, let us know what you mean by with the sandals on. I'm sorry, we kind of lost that. But yeah, like, what's his name? Goldberg. I think it was how he was booked.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, like you said, he should have had a lot more build. I mean, he's older. He definitely shouldn't have more time. But you know how Vince is. A lot of things with him is going to fly. So it's hey, I need you to do this, or I got an idea. How about this? So that's just how Vince is. Yeah,
and I felt like Vince's anxiety got the best of him because he felt like, oh, we put Goldberg in the match. Goldberg is a big name. He's an established name. Let's have him win the Universal title at an older age. That would be surprising. The fans will love it because he's already established and he's loved. And he keeps forgetting that the WWE Universe are really behind the development of these NXT stars. Like, we're really behind them. Like, when we see them go up to the main roster, we want to see them flourish. We want to see them come into fruition. Yeah. So we gotta talk about this real quick. We have two articles. The Velveteen Dream Accuser speaks out after return on this week's NXT episode. So you guys know that the Velveteen Dream has returned, which I'm happy about. And apparently his accuser is not happy about that. Ethan Wick says open toe sandals with
Chincletta.
with John Cletas with jeans on. How's the king of New York rocking sandals with jeans and he's 42 years old? He's talking about Cameron's.
You said about how Bob Holly. I'm like, wait, I didn't know Bob Holly was in.
Yeah, he's like, oh, he said, yeah, he said, you seen that? He said, you seen Jay-Z out in Saudi Arabia? He said, look at that, everybody. First time you ever see a camel on a camel. Yo, kid was crazy. Good one, Ethan. Sean Schaefer. Goldberg was always overrated, though. He never really had in-ring skill. He was always about power. Interesting perspective, Sean. Interesting perspective. I would have to disagree with you, my man, but I can understand why you feel that way.
He had the three. He initiated the 3 moves. He had the 3 moves of doom: a suplex, a spear, jackhammer.
Nah. No, listen. I put any money on this. Any of you guys go and watch Goldberg's old WCW matches, and they were way better than his WWE matches. The guy was doing like a rolling leg lock. He was doing sidekick. He was doing he would do the front drop shoulder press. I think he actually invented that move. That was when his like original moves like he brought to like wrestling. Like he did a front it was like I think it was a front as a press shoulder slam. Like he presses you up and then he twists you to the side and he slams you like that.
I mean, oh yeah, okay, 3 moves of doom. My bad. The right. That was his 4th.
Yeah, he did the death. He did the not the Death Valley driver. He did the pump handle suplex. He would do the full Nelson neck, the full Nelson drop. I think he invented the full Nelson drop where he picked. No, not the full Nelson slam. He didn't invent that. But he did the full Nelson slam. He grabbed you like he's in a full Nelson, pick you up and slam you. Like he did so many different moves in WCW.
Yeah, I know. His WCW matches was definitely, more. He did more in WCW than he did in WWE, but he had longer matches in WWE also.
He did. Okay, Sean Schaefer brings up an interesting point. He said, "How many?" So Sean, you're saying that Goldberg was the original Botchamania? Is that what you're saying, Sean? Because Sean, if you are saying that he's the original Botchamania, Sean, I want you to type in that section and tell me how many people did he accidentally injure. I want to know. I just want to know out of curiosity. I heard he did. I know Brett was one of them, but I just want to know. Like I didn't know how many he did, so I'm curious to know like how many he did. If you could let me know, if you know. He said, how many superstars did he accidentally injure? He said, I remember WCW, but his matches were never legendary. Got you. That's true. It wasn't really legendary. Goldberg not putting on 5-star matches with my brother. Oh my God.
I mean, it's gonna be quick. It's gonna be like 5 minutes. One of his 10 moves of doom. Well, 3 of his 10 moves of doom, and then spear jackhammer. He could a little stomp out.
Well, listen. At least he was more believable than Retribution coming out there. Like I mean,
oh my God, Retribution. they shouldn't be mentioned. I'd rather watch Ryback matches.
Oh, you think Ryback is that bad?
According to CM Punk,
according to who?
According to CM Punk, he is.
Wow. Oh yeah, right. CM Punk did call him.
He said, "You just don't get it. You just dumb."
yeah. CM Punk did go in on Ryback.
Right.
Yeah.
And now, according to shout out to Jeremiah, because I think what he said is true. Dominic Dijakovic may be one of the members of Retribution, because I did see a taller guy on Friday.
Yeah, I seen like 2 extra members.
Yeah.
First they started out with like 6 or 5. Now they have like 7 or 8. It's more. Yeah. It's way more. It's way more now.
And I heard Sami Zayn is a rumored name also.
Makes sense. That would be cool. That would be different. I just want to see what their lineup looks like. Their lineup has to be believable.
I don't think Vince knows exactly what their lineup is right now. I think he's just playing around with the idea and tosses names around.
Yeah, well, I could build a dope retribution real quick for him. With no.
I got your word.
Word. So Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream. Accuser speaks out. We got to talk about this real quick. He's highly pissed because he feels like. So there's another article we have where Triple H says they didn't find anything. Triple H says the WWE didn't find anything in Velveteen Dream's investigation, and his accuser came out and he was pissed and he said that because he was mad that Velveteen Dream, is back on NXT and he's wrestling, and they felt like the investigation. He felt like the investigation wasn't even investigating. He felt like nobody went and did any digging or did any real investigating, and pretty much at this point is really. Velveteen's word is the kid's word against Velveteen, and Velveteen's against the kid. So, it's very much a sticky situation. I laugh when they throw the brick through the window, then someone else threw the break the window. He said I'll laugh when they throw a brick through the window, and then when they throw someone else through the window. Yeah, like when they it's like when they just do stuff, like when Retribution does stuff. Ethan Wick is talking about Retribution. When Retribution does stuff, it's just like it's not like really like believable. It's like, it looked like a bunch of college kids who put on a bunch of hoodies and masks and just started like vandalizing WWE. They all look soft. They look real soft. They look like they ain't never vandalized nothing in their life. They look like they never even been in a fist fight. It's just ridiculous. They just look all like just goofy, just running around with spray paint. They can't even spray paint the freaking WWE logo right. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, what are they doing?
That's why I said it. It's some kind of Disney Channel High School Musical faction that they just put together. It was like, hey, what you guys doing? Let's go. Put these hoodies, black pants, and this mask on, and these gloves, and you're in a group.
Right. All right. So, okay, Sean Schaefer, he responds to my comment about Goldberg. He says, from what I read up on, he's injured about 5 people, one being Brett, who even says Goldberg retired him. We know that. That's fact. We know that. It's confirmed by Brett. And Taker in their last feud. Yes. Wait, hold on. Yeah. But I thought Goldberg injured himself going to the ring.
Nah, he had a concussion going into the ring. Like he went for whatever, and he hit his head on a ring post.
Right. Here's Dink. Like, I remember one time I think he fought Bret Hart on WCW, and he went to go catch Bret or somebody with a spear, and they moved out the way, and you heard Goldberg's bald head hit that ring pole, like dink.
Like, Goldberg, easy, Tiger. It's payment.
And he got a concussion, right? And he was like this, like his eyes was glazed over. He was like, and they had to pull him out of the corner because he was really like legitimately like stunned. That was hilarious, man. Let me see. All right. Okay, all right. Ethan Wick says, doesn't the accuser want to get in the industry? So yes, the accuser is actually someone who wants to get in the industry, and he's a young professional. He's trying to learn some new things, and that's where I'm quite sure you guys read the story that he had a conversation with Velveteen Dream on Instagram, and they were texting each other, and then apparently, according to the accuser, Velveteen began to become a little inappropriate in this conversation, and the kid reminded Velveteen that he's underage, and Velveteen whatever blew it off or whatever. But yeah, he wants to get in the industry. So that is another thing that kind of doesn't, kind of like it plays into part, because it's like if they didn't find anything, because Triple H is saying that they didn't find anything that would be deemed as punishable actions. Like, he didn't do anything that would be considered punishable or anything that they need to do to really get rid of Velveteen or fire him. It's like we didn't find anything. So they was like, all right, we're just gonna continue on because. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And my thing is, as the accuser, how do you know that they didn't do it? They didn't investigate enough. Like, were you in the investigation room? Were you in the war room when they were investigating? So how do you know that they didn't investigate? You just saying, oh, they didn't investigate enough. Like, what proof do you have that they didn't do this?
Right. Absolutely. Like that's the other thing is like to say that they didn't do anything is like, because they just fired, like, who did they fire? They fired Jack Gallagher. He was supposed to be like a mainstay of like 205 in like, the UK division.
Yeah,
like,
they fired maybe like 5 guys from NXT UK,
Right.
Right.
And they fired Enzo Amore. He was on fire. Like, Enzo Amore was on fire. He was like probably like one of the hottest wrestlers, and they fired him. So it was just like for him to say that is just like,
and even Austin Theory, he was in the middle of a huge storyline and he just disappeared. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter, what you got going on. If they find something, you're gone.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like, yeah, absolutely. Sean Schaefer says, when he jackhammered Taker, he messed up Taker's neck. Now that's also given they are both 100.
He's trying to say they're both 100 years old, so
I get it. Okay, all right, but yeah, they're both old. They're both old, but that match, Undertaker's face at the end of that match.
He's like, "What the hell, Junior?"
He's like that look on his face, man. It was
one of those memes came to my head, but I can't. I wish I can try to find it and send it, but I can't think of it right. It's in my head, but I can't. But yeah, the meme that Taker's face is hilarious.
Yeah, man, that was hilarious. So I just want to talk about before we get into Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, Finn versus The Dream,
which is what we're supposed to see months ago.
Yeah, and this whole situation happened. So correct me if I'm wrong because I watched Raw, I seen NXT, I had such a fast week, and I literally in our conversation, things are going to come back to me. But Finn is going to be fighting Velveteen Dream, which I'm highly excited about. Highly, highly, highly excited about. And are they fighting this week on NXT or are they fighting that takeover?
No, they're fighting this week because the winner of that. So basically, it's like second chance. So they all had triple threat matches. The person who didn't get pinned in a triple threat match gets the second chance. So since Dream didn't get pinned and Finn didn't get pinned, they're having a second chance. And the winner of these matches are going to be added to the ladder match for Saturday at Takeover. So, so that's how they're doing that.
Okay, cool. I got feelings. I'm just very protective of Finn. This should be good. No, absolutely, this definitely should be good. I am.
And it better be the main event NXT. It better not. I said better be the main event. It better not start off the show or nothing like that.
Right, right. Like, don't do that. Because I've been dying to see this match. Because when I remember, they did a little promo with each other and they spoke very briefly, and then Finn came out and it was great. It was great because Finn was like, I don't know who you are and I don't care who you are, but the next time you mention my name, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was dope. Right. And it alluded to something. I'm like, all right, cool. And then but I want to see. I want to see this match. I'm like, I gotta see Velveteen versus Finn, and I'm like, dang, man, like, all right, so we getting like, but this is crazy, man, because it's almost. I don't know. For me, it kind of feels like. I'm happy. I'm just really happy about this match. Really, really happy about this match because I know it's gonna be. I know it's gonna be good. I know it's gonna be good.
Yeah, it should be good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward.
If it lives up to expectation, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, like, Johnny Gargano, Finn, and Keith Lee was awesome. Who else we had? We had was it? We had Johnny Gargano. No, we had Adam Cole and Keith Lee was great. We had a lot of just like dope matches, like, but you know, every NXT you always had like a great match, like a good 4-star, five, you know, maybe if you 5-star, if you want to call it a 5-star based upon your personal opinion. But we had like every NXT there's been like a great match, like you could just watch and just sink your eyes into and really allow this match to really you can really like go through it. But they just have these great matches that just keep popping up. I got to get back to work, guys. Have a good night. Thank you, Sean.
Definitely.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for joining us, Sean. Anytime, man. Please. We definitely appreciate you, Sean. But yeah, man, this is gonna be good. So, Jay, let's talk about it. You gotta so you want to start from Raw, NXT, or SmackDown?
We'll start from Monday. All right. So we'll just go on high points, or basically the things that stood out. Dominic's initiation is definitely one of them that stood out. Yeah. Like they definitely beat Dominic like he stole something, like
like a runaway slave.
Yo, when I tell you they beat the brakes off Dominic, I felt bad for my damn Dominic, like he's a kid, yeah. But that was definitely a high point for me. Another high point, like I said, everybody knows how I feel about Shayna, and to have her, and as we mentioned, the whole underground, would be perfect for her, and the fact that she dominated 3 women by herself, that looked kind of good. And I just peeked over at Raw. So her and Asuka is teaming up together tonight to battle Sasha Banks and Bayley. So that may be another good match.
This is gonna be good. Okay.
So and I'm trying to see, was it and Ric Flair being written off of Raw with Randy turning on him and punting them.
Right, I remember that. Yeah.
And I'm trying to see, was there any other high points? Obviously we knew it was going to happen with Bianca Belair and Zelina Vega.
Yeah, did Bianca Belair beat Zelina Vega Monday?
Yeah, she beat her.
Yeah. Okay.
And I believe that was the highlights from Raw, I would want to say.
I thought Randy Orton's turn on Ric Flair was good.
It was.
And it made sense. I was expecting it.
Of course.
I thought it would be sooner because remember, he was doing the whole legend killer thing. He was like, oh, I'm the legend killer, blah, 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 blah. So I thought when Flair came out and just to prove a point to Drew, he was going to just like immediately do the, RKO to Rick and, punt him or beat him with a chair, whatever he was going to do. So he's going to do it earlier than that. But the fact that he did it later and he just let it marinate and then, and just wanted to be cold and calculated because he didn't want anything to be distracting to him. He was like, I don't want no assistance. I don't want no help. I don't want no manager. He's like, I just want to do this all by myself because this is and I like it because it's showing how cold Randy is and like how he's just focused on doing one thing, and that's beating Drew. Like he's like, I'm just focused on beating the hell out of you. That's it. That's all I'm focused on.
Right. He even said he was like, I shouldn't even had this match. You made this match with Kevin Owens. So
yeah, absolutely. What was the other thing? Okay, all right. So SmackDown.
Well, NXT. NXT had little high points.
NXT, right? NXT.
What
came back?
Who?
Velveteen came back.
Yeah, Velveteen came back. Wasn't this the NXT when Rhea Ripley came back, or was that? Oh yeah, she did because that's when Mercedes something. That's when she attacked her and stuff like that. I don't remember. Damn,
I remember. Okay, this high point I remember. Karrion Kross contract signing.
Oh yeah, with the fire.
Yeah.
To Keith Lee. That was dope. I like how they did that.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how that match is because I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with that. And I think that kind of covers NXT. SmackDown, the whole Retribution attacking new Biggie and Morrison, and then Biggie's trying to hype up the crew backstage, and Morrison and Miz is laughing at him, and then Sheamus comes out and laugh. The Asuka Dose belts. She's doing double duty at SummerSlam, which is, but yeah, that's interesting.
Okay, so do you think? So let's get, because SmackDown, I seen it. To me, the only high point I really appreciated was just the build on Big E's character. I really like that the most.
And ballhead Braun.
And Braun's whole angle with Alexa Bliss and the Fiend, I thought was pretty cool. Bold Braun, I forgot about that. Big old bold Braun. But
and AJ Styles and his statistic board.
I'm gonna be honest with you, AJ Styles. I'm tired. I'm tired of AJ Styles with this whole.
Nobody's worthy. AJ Styles with his nobody's worthy of a title shot.
Yeah, like, oh, come on, man, with this ridiculousness, man. Come on, man. It's like swag surfing on the golden role models.
Word.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know, AJ Styles' whole, and I'm not interested. Like him holding the IC belt, I'm not interested. I'm really interested in who's going to take the belt off of him, because WWE has already legitimized him as a main event player. Because I don't even think he won this first major title in WWE was the heavyweight title, wasn't it? Or was it the United States title?
I want to say it was the United States title.
It was, right?
I think him and somebody was fighting for it. I think it was United States Championship.
Yeah. Right. Okay, because I know he beat Dean Ambrose for the world title. He beat Dean. Yeah, right. But I don't know. I'm not invested in AJ with this whole IC belt. I'm just not. I'm like, all right, okay, whatever. I would rather see maybe Cesaro, somebody else hold the title. It's just like seeing AJ holding the belt, and to give it the feel like he's supposed to be elevating the title is like, no, you just brought him into the Intercontinental title picture because Vince didn't feel like it was anybody else he thought he should put the belt on. And there's a person like Cesaro or somebody like Big E, but Big E right now is getting a gradual push to be selected for whatever title they want to put on him. But not interested in AJ with this belt. I'm gonna be honest with you. Once AJ loses the belt, I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, great. Let's see where they go with this. But I'm just not. It's like what I'm not. I don't have any interest. He probably may have some great promos, but I'm just like.
I agree. Yeah, I don't know. It's all right.
Yeah. So overall, SmackDown. So I remember Raw. I remember NXT. Everything just happened so fast. But yeah. So. So what do you? All right. So question: what do you think, or how do you think they're going to book Big E? Do you feel like he's on a good start?
I guess they gotta win his matches. They obviously I knew they weren't going to, but I think they're gonna give him a singles title. Because he came out bragging on SmackDown with his little pre-match interview where he said, if you must have forgot, he had the NXT championship, and was he Intercontinental champion before? Or was the U.S. champion?
United States champion.
Yes.
United States champion. Yeah, he was. That's when he was doing the whole USA.
Yeah, so I can see them giving him at least one singles title just to kind of, because any day it's been what 2-3 weeks already, maybe 3 weeks. So Kofi and Woods should be back fairly soon. So, but I think what they'll do, they'll probably when they come back, they'll probably keep letting him elevate, and then have Woods and Xavier do their own. Woods and Kofi do their own thing as a tag team.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can see him hitting it in at least it's consistent. I would love to see him as heavyweight champ. That would be great, but that'd be too much to ask because then that means then you'll be putting a lot on Xavier Woods' shoulders. Like, all right, you next.
Right. I mean, I would like to see Xavier Woods with like an IC belt just to see how it would go. But I think it would go really good though. I think it would be interesting because the unexpectancy of him having the like Intercontinental title, and then to see his opponents, and then just see how his matches will unfold and how his run would unfold because he's great on the mic. You know what I'm saying? He's good in the ring. So just to kind of see how that is. I mean, I'm quite, most people are not saying Xavier Woods, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm interested. I'm interested in seeing him with the title. Like, I'm definitely interested,
Yeah, because I'll give you another example. Like when Dean Ambrose won the United States Championship, we was like, "Are you serious?" Because we didn't really know too much about Dean at the time. So we was like, "Why Dean? What kind of matches?" And come to find out, he was a good champion. He held it for like over a year. So, Xavier can actually shock us and pretty much do the same thing, I believe.
Yeah, that would be dope. That would be pretty dope to have Xavier at least hold one singles title at least. But I feel, and I agree. I think if he gets a chance to hold the title, and they give him, that same creative New Day space, they'll want to put another title back on him, or they would want to try to experiment more with New Day and giving them different singles titles run. But they should try it. They should definitely try it. I think that would be dope.
I think they should too.
Yeah, that would be pretty good. All right, guys. So we're going to wrap this up. We thank you guys for joining us for another edition of Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. If you are catching the replay, we thank you for joining us. We hear from you guys what you guys think about last week's Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Also, we want to know what you guys think about some of the articles we brought up. And also, if you guys are catching us on Facebook Live, you guys can drop a comment below. We would like to hear from you guys. We would love to talk to you guys more about wrestling. Please join us again for another edition of Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. We will be on tomorrow night talking about Monday Night Raw, fresh off and fresh out the Nike box, talking about Monday Night Raw. All right. So I am your host, Saheem the Dream.
And I am the new leader of the Hurt Business, Jay McVay.
And we thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you guys later. Peace.